Yes, sir. Mod Tricker back up in this thing, man. Today we'll be taking a look at some mysterious videos that'll leave you speechless. But before we hop into that, go ahead and spam that like button right now so we can run the numbers up on the algorithm, and you ain't even gotta think about it later. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that sub button too. Sub up, join the family. This is the most lit and active community on YouTube, period. With that being said, guys, let's hop straight into the video.
Acércale más con la cámara. Mándale aquí. Uy. No mames, sí, güey. ¿Ya? Ahí está. Media cara, güey. Es media cara nada más. Ahorita, güey. Ya, güey.
This could just be a case of pareidolia where people perceive faces and patterns in random objects, but you can't tell me that this tree doesn't look exactly like Erykah Badu.
Hey, can somebody please explain to me what this is? Because it appeared out of nowhere. There's not a single plaque around it. It looks like it either came up from the ground or plopped down from the sky. Upon further inspection, it has markings like a bird, a boat, a fish. There's a wolf over here. A turtle, a flamingo, I don't know, a crane maybe, a bear. What's strange is I come to this park every day to walk my dog, and normally it's just a big open field, but today this has appeared. And there isn't a plaque. Like I said, no plaque. It looks like it was dropped out of the sky or came up from the ground. So should I call a historical society? Did someone from the Parks and Rec department drop it off? I just want to say it here. I found it. If that makes any difference, TM.
Based on the inscriptions, it looks like an ancient rune stone. The real mystery is how it magically appeared there overnight, because to lift this up, you would at least need a backhoe, which would leave tracks in the grass, but the surrounding grass looks undisturbed.
Awan, gimana ya? Awan. Awan. Awan ini mah, awan hitam. Buddha, awan ini. Awan ini, awan hitam. Nah. Busa. Bau. Awas beracun. Bau tak? Tuh. Busa ini turun dari yang itu masih ada.
Nih orang pagi-pagi tuh kayak bau spiteng tadi pagi tuh. Kayak bau spiteng. Bukan busa, kayak busa sabun gitu ya.
Looks like some sort of chemical foam. I would definitely avoid touching it, because as soon as you do, your fingernail's gonna disintegrate.
How does Walmart know where I was 2 days ago? I got an email from Walmart that was like, hey, were you at this location 2 days, like this Walmart 2 days ago? And I may have been. I'm not gonna say whether I was or not, because apparently they're watching my every move. But I didn't make any purchases at that Walmart on that date. I made no Walmart purchases at all at any Walmart on that date. I may have been in a Walmart location. I may have been in a Walmart store. I may have gone looking for apple cider because my whole family is sick and we wanted a little warm apple cider because that's a nice little treat when you're sick, because you can't do hot cocoa because it messes with the sinuses and the milk makes everything worse, right? I may have gone looking for apple cider only to find that they were fresh out of apple cider at a particular Walmart location, but I didn't buy anything, and I didn't sign in anywhere. So how the does Walmart know where I was?
I feel like they either knew he was there from the location data on his phone, or they're using some sort of advanced facial recognition system. Either way, privacy is non-existent these days.
He taunted something in the woods, only to immediately regret it. A man from Indonesia records a horrifying video in his backyard late one night. While looking into the woods, he notices what looks like a body wrapped in a white burial shroud. Noticing it looks like the urban legend Pokin, he taunts him with a pillow, saying it's his brother. Then this happens. We can see this thing getting closer. As the man backs off, it's seen again moving towards him. The man breaks into a blood-curdling scream as he sees this horrifying figure is right in front of him. The figure's movement and its appearance match the urban tale of pocong. Originating in Indonesia and Malaysia, it's believed that the spirit of the deceased is trapped in the shroud if the knots are not untied after burial, causing the pocong to rise from its grave. They may seek revenge or are simply restless due to unfinished business. Now, as terrifying as having this corpse hop at you might be, this is just an urban legend after all. But let me know if you have any similar experiences.
I'm sure this isn't real, but getting chased by a mummy on a pogo stick is a new fear unlocked.
Alright, so we're here in Hollywood. Hollywood Boulevard. They go Jimmy Kimmel Live, right? But look at the top of the building. Look what it says. Freemasonry builds its temples among the nations and in the hearts of men. Look at this. This is no other than Hollywood Boulevard. But look, the Jimmy Kimmel Live building is a Freemasonry building. I'm telling y'all, man, Hollywood is built with Freemasonry. Coast is crazy. They made sure to make Jimmy Kimmel Live right here in this building. Y'all know what this means, man. Just like all the rest of these crazy, creepy places. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that Freemasonry and Kimmel, Hollywood.
There has to be at least 100 different locations around Hollywood they could have chosen to film this show, so the fact that they landed on this one is probably not random.
Dogs in Chernobyl are now turning blue, and no one really knows why. Now, what you are looking at is footage captured by an organization that is dedicated to caring for the abandoned pets of Chernobyl. In fact, the ones you're seeing here are likely the descendants of the dogs left behind by the families in the 1986 nuclear disaster. But if the mutant wolves that were discovered last year to have developed genomes resilient to cancer wasn't crazy enough, recently 3 dogs were spotted that had turned almost completely blue. Now, the organization said that this was a complete mystery, but they did speculate on their Instagram saying that it was most likely them getting into some sort of chemicals. They're currently trying to catch them to investigate, so I'll keep you guys updated.
If the leftover radiation from Chernobyl turned these dogs blue, then eating those radioactive shrimp from Walmart would turn you into a Smurf. They did the right thing by not stopping, because somebody hitchhiking in the middle of the night wearing a Little House on the Prairie dress is definitely a setup.
Number 1 is Zbigniew Brzezinski, a Knight of Malta, Jesuit educated at Loyola High School in Montreal, with an honorary Jesuit degree from Fordham. Brzezinski co-founded the Trilateral Commission with David Rockefeller, another Knight of Malta, as well as Tadashi Yamamoto, educated at Jesuit Sophia University and Jesuit Marquette University. Brzezinski served as the director of the Trilateral Commission for its first 3 years. This is a globalist think tank, a privately funded and controlled organization in which billionaires and world elite gather to discuss foreign affairs with the goal of a future one world government. Many prominent politicians have been members of the society and have carried out its will through their political careers. Few of them have been President Carter, Henry Kissinger, George H.W. Bush, and many others. The commission even denied its existence for a while. Number 2 is Cecil Rhodes, the founder of the Round Table Society, not to be confused with Round Table Pizza, who is quoted saying, "I want to model a society after the Jesuit order." At his death, his wealth from his company De Beers, which owned around 90% of the world's diamond manufacturing or production, financed the creation of the Round Table Society as well as the Rhodes Scholarship Program, meant to indoctrinate young individuals into the efforts of globalism. The Round Table Group helped set up other globalist organizations such as the Council on Foreign Relations, and some of the most notable Rhodes Scholars include Bill Clinton, Suzanne Rice, and Jake Sullivan, which I feel like is the name of the monster from Monsters Inc., if I'm not mistaken, although I probably am, and I am a lot. All of this is wrong. The third man is Otto von Habsburg, of the Habsburg bloodline, who have served the Vatican for centuries. He was a Knight of Malta as well as a Knight of the Golden Fleece. He was a key founder of a group known as Le Cercle, or Cercle Panay. This is another privately funded, transnational discussion group attended by a mixture of politicians, ambassadors, and bankers.
This is further proof that the people with the true power and influence usually stay hidden from the public, while the leaders that we know about are probably just puppets, because outside of Cecil Rhodes, you'll never hear the mainstream media mention these names.
What the? That's some creepy. Hold on, no, I want to see this. There's none of this. I am.
If I was him, I would not be trying to walk towards it. I would be headed straight to the parking lot. The last thing I'm trying to do is get possessed by the real life prisoner of Azkaban.
I was just scrolling through the ocean, and then I see this little piece there, and I'm like, what is that? So I pull it in, I'm like, wow, that kind of looks like a snake, if you know. And I keep drawing in, it says Sable Island. So I'm looking at this end, I'm like, that kind of looks like a tail. You know, if you look at it, it kind of looks like a shark's tail or a fin. So I'm going closer and closer, and then I see this here, and I'm like, wow, that kind of looks like a mouth opening. And as I draw it in, closer and closer and closer, what do you see, guys? Do you see what I see? Do you see that? Do you see the eye right there, and the mouth is open? Do you see that? Does that look like a serpent to you? Because it looks like something to me. Look at that. Sure looks like a mouth and a mouth opening, right? Looks like these things are like embedded there, because man didn't make this stuff. I mean, look at that. Look at it. That's insane. Look, it literally looks like a mouth opening and it's spitting something out, okay? And this is, you know, a small island that I never heard of, but look at that. Doesn't that look like, I mean, look, the shape. Look at that. There's the mouth right there, open. There's the eye. Look, you could see it. Look at that.
I'm sure a geologist will tell us that this is a naturally formed island, but sometimes you gotta trust your eyes, and my eyes are telling me that this is a giant petrified garter snake.
That was actually pretty impressive. Eat it.
Either this clip is AI or this baby is Avatar the Last Blueberry Bender.
From that motherfucker, bro. Let me see, cause you got that good phone. God, what the? Why is it moving like this? Like wobbling and shit, bro. No, I'm not high. Oh, no, boy, they here. They here. Hold on, hold this. What is that? I'm about to get out the car. Question, what the is that? And it's like, it's moving around, bro. Hey, y'all let me know if I'm tweaking, bro. Bro, what the is that? That's some Back to the Future, bro. Bro, I'm about to go get cancer. This happy, bro. Why are you happy? Do they come in peace, bro, or what? It looked like a car, bro.
It kind of looks like those two colorful lights that are moving in the front are being projected by the object that's trailing behind. I actually have no idea what this could be. They're not moving fast enough for me. It looks like they were running in slow motion. They definitely got caught.
I'm just going to put this out here. This was after the Northern California fires. Forest fires. Keep in mind, what you're witnessing is the result of a forest fire. Except I see more trees standing than houses. But this is a forest fire. And in fact, for a while, if you were to question what really caused these fires, especially if you insinuated it had anything to do with smart meters or directed you-know-what wind pins, then you'd be, your post would get deleted and shadow banned and stuff. So have you ever seen anything like this? Because I got family who are firefighters and even forest firefighters who say this is the most bewildering scene they have ever seen. You ever seen a freaking department store leveled to the ground from the inside out while the forest is intact around it? Now, if you made it this far, you probably want to know why they possibly would do this. Like, why would there be an agenda to secretly take these buildings out? Like, what do they have to benefit? And I'll tell you exactly what they have to benefit. It's called, a few things happen when a bunch of forest fires happen every year. Insurance rates go up. Harder for the average person to afford insurance living in these areas. Then they concentrate in the dense urban centers, the cities. They want more people in the city. They don't want you in the country. They don't really want any trees around you, to be honest, because they know the benefits of trees have on your frequency also. It's part of agenda, that rhymes with shwani to get everyone in the cities and then eventually make them smart cities. This is 100% part of the plan. If you do some digging, you'll be shocked. I know it's an uncomfortable thought, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. It's uncomfortable, but it is happening. The evidence is right in front of you.
You could argue that the reason why the trees didn't burn down is because they retain water, but there were also some wooden power poles that looked untouched, so we need answers.
So here's Michael Jackson telling you to escape Saturn. This is the Saturn ring with the stars, right? Because they speak in symbolism, and if you do not understand symbolism, you are walking through life like a headless chicken, not understanding the communication that's being communicated to you. You have to understand symbolism. But what is Saturn? Saturn represents anything that restricts human consciousness, anything that restricts you. That could be a law. This is why judges wear black robes, to represent the black planet of Saturn, because it's associated with the winter, darkness. Anything that restricts you. So he's basically telling you to escape the mind control. And here's some more Freemasonic symbolism of Michael Jackson, the checkerboard floor.
This could be a contributing factor to what happened to Michael Jackson. It was fine when he was playing along, but once he started waking people up, he had to go.
This is Mindar, Japan's real-life robot monk, and it's here to teach us humans about enlightenment. Mindar was built in 2019 by Kodaji Temple and the University of Osaka at a cost of about $1 million, and it was designed to preach the Buddhist Heart Sutra, a text about the emptiness of all things. A metal robot teaching us about emptiness. That's a bit ironic. The temple's priests hoped that it would inspire younger generations who no longer visit temples, because in Japan, religion is fading. So they asked themselves, if people won't come to the monks, maybe the monks should come to them through technology. It's a poetic idea. I mean, a robot teaching that form is emptiness. But here's where things get a bit eerie. Minda doesn't just chant scriptures, it makes eye contact, gestures gracefully, and even explains Buddhist philosophy. It's not currently AI autonomous, which means Minda is preloaded with all these scriptures, and it can't actually engage in open dialogue with the people. So what's the point? To me, it just sounds like lazy preaching, because aren't we taking out the soul of a sermon by getting a robot to recite it? Visitors say they feel calm, even emotional after watching Minda, but others, they are unsettled, because behind its soft-spoken wisdom lies a deeper question. Is this truly a monk, or a mirror of what humanity is becoming? Automate everything, including spirituality. But I like to think of it this way. Robots don't actually have the credibility that humans have. A robot priest cannot go on a pilgrimage or engage in celibacy, things that inspire trust in other humans. Minda can't meditate, can't feel compassion, and definitely cannot suffer. So how is it gonna teach us humans to transcend suffering? I think it still has a long way to go. But maybe this is something to think about if you're ever afraid that AI might replace your job. What are jobs that require the credibility of a human touch? I just found this very interesting, and I decided to share this, but yeah, let me know your thoughts.
I would never be able to take this seriously. A robot monk preaching enlightenment is like learning the 10 Commandments from an air fryer.
When you go down that rabbit hole, the celebrities covering up one eye, doing the sixes over one eye, might have been Jeremiah Cohen. He had one of those shows where he was saying it's all of them. And he would have montages that were 2 hours long, and it would be nothing but celebrities covering up their eye. And I would watch that many of them doing it, and I thought, okay, I guess it's all of them. But then part of your brain would say, no, wait, it can't be all of them. It's too many of them for it to be all real. It like breaks your mind to see everybody doing the one eye symbolism.
Yeah, because you're like, it can't be all of them, because we've got our emotions involved, right? So-and-so played a good character that we fell in love with in this movie or that movie or this TV show. There's no way they're involved, and then you look it up and it's like, they did the same things. They did the same exact things. They had the same symbolism, the same everything. I'm convinced, personally, if you're in the limelight, they will not risk giving you access to the public if they can't control you.
Based on the fact that the sign that they're throwing up is a 666 and the only people you ever see posing for pictures like that are celebrities, tells me that they're probably paying homage to their master.
Yo. That is a freaking orb. That's an orb being chased by a helicopter. What the? That is a straight up orb, dude. Being followed by a freaking helicopter. What the? I just now pulled up. Smells like something's burning.
That is nuts.
It doesn't seem like the helicopter is chasing it. It looks like it's escorting it. So this could be the military testing out a new aircraft because the orb would just vanish.
Harry Houdini was indeed a Freemason, which a lot of people don't know. But a 2019 discovery rewrote that timeline. While cleaning an old office, noble Zachary Ostro of Mecca Shrine in New York found a forgotten locker full of petitions. In that stash of petitions was Houdini's own hand-signed shrine petition, where he lists his hometown as Appleton, Wisconsin, and his occupation as author, lecturer, and mystifier. The documents also show he joined the Scottish Rite in October of 1924 and became a Shriner in December of 1924, 2 full years before he died. A magician, an entertainer, an escape artist, an author, a mystifier, and yes, a Freemason. The greatest, Harry Houdini.
Houdini was the master at pulling the wool over people's eyes, so him being the Freemasons' first round draft pick makes total sense.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Now I've given you enough time to answer my question, and none was given. So I'm going to tell you, do you know what you're looking at? You're looking at a giant-sized organ. Oh, you son of a... Just have a look at what a normal-sized organ looks like. Just take a look at the pillars. It's a small-sized version of this. These structures was never meant to be a church or a cathedral. We used to use sound and frequency to help heal and open up our chakras. It's in the name. Organ. The purpose of this is in relation to our organs. Just look at the design of the roof. Nobody's doing this for no reason. Everything that was done was for a strategic purpose. This organ in Spain, built by the Moors for the purpose of healing a nation.
I feel like back in these days, they weren't just constructing buildings to act as shelter like we do today. They were actually building functional technology, so this wouldn't surprise me. I know it's just a Halloween costume, but Heidi Klum was caught on camera hissing before, so this might just be her true form.
On the roof of Harrah's, and there's something floating up there. It's hard to see on the camera, but it's like fireflies, but it's like a big swarm. And I don't know what the hell that is. It's hard to see here, but it could be a swarm of drones. I don't know. There's that right there for context. I'd say it's about 100 feet up. Huh. Can't tell if it's bugs attracted to the light. Like they're more sparse there, but then there's this one, and it looked like a jellyfish or something. I don't know what to make of it. They're ascending now. Getting higher.
I feel like insects wouldn't be visible from that distance. It looks like the orb's having a potluck.
Okay, this is cool. I'm in like a circle of mushrooms right now. I recently got sent a big map on the dark web with over 190,000 locations, and this is one of them.
This is why you never follow a map off the dark web, because they didn't lead him right to the middle of a fairy circle.
But they've also just figured, a couple of researchers at a college, I can't remember which one, have figured out that the gaming mice, the high precision lasers, are currently being used to detect the vibrations on your desk or whatever it sits on, and using those, it understands what you're saying and records you. The lasers, they use the lasers in your mouse to figure out what it is what is being said in your room. And I mean, I'm sure they can do even more. Like, you know, it is just so inescapable. There's nothing you can really do about it. And
well, there is. You just get a wired mouse and keypad.
This kind of makes me want to replace this mouse with one of those old ones with the ball in it.
What the is that?
Guys, it does look like it. Yeah. I don't even know what it is. Yes, I do. The alien rocket ship. No, spaceship.
I would say that this is a SpaceX rocket, but the altitude looks way too low. Let me know what you guys think this one is.
Oh my god! Another way? We're done, Mom. Yeah, what is Daddy?
Well, look at they're forming a. What are they doing? They're disappearing.
Oh my god! What is that? It's a firework?
One disappeared.
Huh?
Well, the other one's disappearing now.
I haven't seen this many orb sightings since this time last year. I thought they were gone for good.
We will introduce mandatory caning for scammers. Offenders who commit scams, defined as cheating mainly by means of remote communication, will be punished with at least 6 strokes of the cane. We will take an equally firm stance against scam syndicates. These syndicates mobilize significant resources to conduct and profit from scams and have the highest level of culpability. Members of and recruiters for scam syndicates will be subject to mandatory caning of at least 6 strokes if they knew that the organized criminal group was a scam syndicate. Crippling the supply of scam enablers would significantly increase the difficulty for scammers to successfully conduct or profit from scams in Singapore. We will therefore introduce discretionary caning for those who facilitate scams.
If I ever visit Singapore, I know I'm gonna be on my best behavior, because if they're caning people for scamming, if you even jaywalk, you might get tarred and feathered. But that was the video, guys. Don't forget to sub up, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.